Let's talk about what really defines a champion. It's not the flashy moments or the occasional stroke of luck that wins you a Premier League title. It's something far more demanding, far more consistent. The performance we witnessed from Manchester City was more than just a win. It was a 94-minute masterclass in the very philosophy that separates contenders from champions. They needed this victory to stay within touching distance of Arsenal at the top, and they didn't just scrape it. They delivered a statement. The gap on the table might be a few points, but the gap in understanding what it takes was laid bare for everyone to see. Being 2 points behind or 4 points in front at this stage is almost irrelevant in the grand scheme, sir. What matters is the relentless, week-in, week-out growth, the unwavering performance level that becomes your identity. That's the only currency that truly matters in a 38-game marathon. This particular performance might have been their most complete of the entire season. For the vast majority of that match, City operated as a single, dominant organism. This is crucial because we've seen a pattern recently. Look at the Fulham game. So, yeah. A brilliant first half, full of intent and precision, followed by a second half where they stepped off the gas, allowed the opponent back in, and suffered. The reason wasn't a specific tactical flaw or a single defensive error. Or it was a drop in collective intensity, a break in their own rhythm. They stopped doing the very things that made them dominant. Against a top side, that kind of lapse is a death sentence. Today, that lapse didn't exist. For 94 minutes, they imposed their game. They conceded maybe one significant chance, which is almost a miracle at this level. The performance itself was the message. This is the standard, and this standard is non-negotiable if you want to be there in May. This brings us to the heart of the matter, consistency. The Premier League has this unique, brutal way of exposing any weakness over time. Teams at the top will drop points in unexpected places. It's a guarantee. You cannot control that. The only thing you can control is your own performance, your own trajectory. Winning cannot come from a lucky deflection or a single moment of individual genius on an otherwise poor day. Those wins are hollow and unsustainable. The wins that build titles come from the foundation of how you play. They are the inevitable result of a process executed at the highest level. If your performance level dips, the results will follow, and you can find yourself in a run of 5 or 6 games without a win, as City themselves experienced last season, and as has happened to others this campaign. Therefore, the obsession cannot be with the points tally today. It must be with the performance blueprint for tomorrow and every day after. Now, within that framework of collective excellence, individual talents must bloom, but they must bloom within the system. This is where a player like Ryan Cherry becomes so fascinating and so vital. On the day, he created more chances than anyone else on the pitch and delivered a sublime assist. One could argue it was his most influential performance in a City shirt. But to focus solely on the output is to miss the point. Ryan is exceptionally young, yet he plays with a preternatural calm, a huge personality that belies his age. Remember the Fulham match? He came on in a tense, difficult moment around the 54th minute, and his very first touches were about security, about providing an extra pass, about calming the tempo. He wasn't frantic, he was a release valve. His technical quality is obvious, but what makes him truly special for this system is his foundational simplicity. There's a crucial lesson here, one observed from the very best to ever play. It's not about the spectacular dribble past 4 players every time, though he's capable of that. It's about never ever making a mistake with the simple things. A 5-yard pass must be perfect. A controlled touch must kill the ball dead. A cross, whether with the right foot, left foot, in step, or even rarely with the head, must be effective. Master the mundane, and then your extraordinary talent has a stable platform from which to operate. If the simple pass is constantly going astray, then your moments of magic are just fleeting exceptions, not reliable weapons. Ryan seems to understand this dichotomy intuitively. The special talent is a gift, but it is the disciplined application of basics that allows that gift to shine consistently on the biggest stages. This conversation about individual application within a team structure inevitably leads us to the broader, intangible element, mentality. Pep Guardiola hinted that this, more than any tactical tweak, is the key to their season. It's always been present, barring last season's understandable transition. The true test comes not when things are going well, but in the opening stages of a season when results might be shaky, when the process isn't yet yielding wins. In those moments, the manager and staff diagnose issues. The reason... The critical juncture is whether the players buy into that diagnosis. Do they follow and believe that improving those specific aspects will make them a better team? If they do, you find a path forward. If they don't, if they reject the analysis, then you're in serious trouble. It's about the collective willingness to be coached, to be critical, and to grow even when it's difficult. This mentality is the non-negotiable filter for recruitment. Skills are visible to anyone. You can watch a highlight reel and see a player's technical arsenal. But personality? How does a 21-year-old behave at Anfield away or at the Emirates with the pressure at its peak? Does it feel like a friendly game to them? Or does the occasion shrink them? You cannot truly know until they're in that fire. The most important players, the ones you build successful teams around, are those who in the 79th minute, when the game is in the balance, decide, I am going to be the one to win this. They step up, not in spite of the pressure, but because of it. Tactics are meaningless without players who embody this mentality. You can have the most beautiful game plan in the world, but if your players hide in the big moments, it counts for nothing. We saw this required mentality in others against this tough opponent. His quality in the final third is exciting. His ability to take on a man and deliver a cross is a real asset. But the moment of truth for a young attacking player in this team often happens after they lose the ball. In one instance, he lost possession in an advanced area. Did he stand and lament? No, he transformed into a machine, sprinting double the distance to recover to help his fullback to erase his own mistake. He did this not once, but 3 times in the match. That is the secret. That is the unglamorous work that makes the team stable and allows their quality to eventually tell. Jeremy Doku is another example of this growth. The electric dribbling was always there, but now it's coupled with a relentless work ethic, tracking back, understanding his defensive role. This is the improvement that turns a flashy winger into a foundational piece for a champion. So what is the ultimate takeaway from this performance? It's a powerful reminder that in the Premier League, your fate is not decided by the occasional wonder goal or favourable refereeing decision. It is dictated, slowly and surely, by the relentless accumulation of performances like this one. A performance where the collective intensity never wavers, where young talents like Chari blend sublime skill with foundational simplicity, and where every player, from the star striker to the returning winger, embraces the non-negotiable mentality of work and responsibility. This is the only sustainable path